Hey, Green Cricket here, and today we talk about how to succeed in Arena Mode. We talk about strategy changes to normal deck building, mechanics to focus on, your ranking leaders according to their power in the arena, and we'll explore which cards of each faction are of best use there. Let's start. We begin with changes from Constructed play. In Constructed, you have all the cards in your collection available for deck building. This means you can build your deck around certain synergies or card mechanics and add only cards which support that mechanic. In Arena Mode, this luxury is gone, so if you focus on a specific strategy, there's a decent chance that you won't be able to pull it off because you draft the wrong cards. So instead of focusing on crafting a deck around a single mechanic, you should create a deck which gives you options to react to any situation possible. Let's list gameplay mechanics you should focus on. Points, points, points. The best cards in Arena Mode are cards which don't require any setup and have a high body. This happens to the fact that the average value of a card sinks drastically because cards that rely on a certain mechanic won't be able to reach their full potential, like Neckers, Brigades, and etc. Cards with high bodies don't need any cards to support them, you just drop them onto the board and generate points, which makes them your number one choice in draft mode. Proactive play and immediate tempo are key here. Damage and removal. Like high body cards, removal is able to generate solid points without the need to synergize with another card. You can remove enemy engines before they get out of hand, like Hawker, Smuggler, Dragoon, and so on. So the power of damage removal entirely depends on what you use it on. Carry over. There's only one spy per faction, so it is very unlikely that you or your enemy will draft it. So carry over paired with a sweet red coin can easily secure your card advantage, which is even more powerful than in Constructed because it's all about points. Locks. Locks are pretty good in Constructed, but often enemies are able to play around them because they build the whole deck around a special mechanic and have a plan B. In Arena Mode, there often is no plan B. Your enemy was lucky enough to draw a card which was worth locking. How lucky would he be to draft a second one like that? This is why locking can really mess with the power of an enemy's deck. Create. Create is made for drafting because it gives you exactly what you need: options. You can't generate perfect synergies anyway, so better be able to have a choice of decent cards than a card which is only good in one situation. Also remember the lower average power level of cards, which makes created cards even better in comparison. Archetypes. Most archetypes are okay in Arena Mode. Of course, they could get more synergies if the entire deck is built around it, but most of them are doing fine. For example, adding machines to a deck is still not bad point-wise, and maybe you draft a crewman, which makes it even better, but you won't lose if you don't draw one. So if you're drafting and you think of adding cards of a certain archetype, ask yourself those questions. Is it solid on its own? How difficult is it to set up the synergies? And how many cards of this archetype do I need to draft to make it viable? You can also think of combining archetypes. Some archetypes are not strong on their own, so we need to think outside of the box. Don't go for perfect values within an archetype, go for the maximum of options. For example, Deathwish and Consume are both not powerful on their own, since Consume needs a lot of cards and Deathwish has a hard time to trigger. Combining those two archetypes helps you to get value from both. Let's look at the leader ranking. In the arena, leaders are picked last, so depending on the drafted deck, your leader may be better or worse. But just thinking of the implications of Arena Mode in general, we've come up with the following ranking and commented it so you can trace a trail of thought. Like normal cards, you can see that the leaders with the highest power are the ones who can give you solid value and give you options. Leaders like Calvate and Krach offer immediate tempo and a solid card draw. All the create leaders are very strong because of the options they can create. The worst leaders are the ones with low bodies and which only work with a certain synergy like Henselt, Archer's Queen and Bran. I've put the link into the video description if you want to look it up in detail later. I certainly encourage you to do so and to think about if you would rate them like we did. Also, if you're unsure which leader to pick, then just consult the table and hopefully it helps you to make your choice. Then let's talk about the most interesting cards from each faction. In Arena, you are not limited by the factions, but it makes sense to know the best suited cards for each of them. Squared Tel has a lot of high power cards which don't require any synergies or have conditions which are very easy to fulfill. Cards you want to look out for are Hawker Smuggler, Half-Elf Hunter, Farseer, Neophyte, Sappers, Elfen Scout, Dwarven Skirmisher, Nature's Gift, Saskia, Arglaize and Isengrim Outlaw. Skellige is the second faction with high power cards, even though they already have a bit more synergy. The good thing is that the synergy often involves damage, so you should be able to pull it off. Cards you want to look out for are Longships, Marauders, Bearmaster, Harpooners, Uncrate Warrior, Pirates, Jenge, Jutta, Hjalmar, Ornamental Sword and him. With Nilfgaard, things start to get a bit trickier. They have some powerful bodies, but often synergies are required. Cards you want to look out for are Skellen, Vilgefortz, Remne, Xarafias, Joachim, Fixiri, Nilfgaardian Knight, Slave Driver, Alba Spearman and Vikovara Medic. The Northern Realms have some trouble because, except for armor, the chances of synergies within the faction is quite low. They have solid cards at 8, but if the enemy is just playing more points, you might be in trouble. Cards you want to look out for are Reinforced Trebuchet, Treedom Infantry, Ban R Tutor, Cadveni Sergeant, Redanian Elite, Siege Towers, Winch, Rondovid, Ves and Stannis. Monsters have cards with high power potentials, but most of them require some kind of synergy, like Deathwish, Consume, Weather and so on. If you manage to trigger the synergies, you're good, but that will require some luck in drafting the cards. Cards you want to look out for are Caretaker, Gales, Osrel, Toad Prince, Fiend, Monster Nest, Archgriffin, Cyclops and Barbagazi. I'm looking forward to Arena Mode since it will be a nice change of pace in comparison to the normal lettering thanks to the different rules. If we keep in mind the different priorities in deck building, we should be able to take the gamble and beat Gunther on his own playing field. So what do you think about it? Let me know down in the comments below, and if this is your first time on the channel, I'd love you to subscribe and join our little cricket family. See ya in game.